very peculiar technical issues. I think I'm back, although I wish I could change the... I pasted in something with plan to edit it, and now I can't. So there we go. We've ended up with something I can't change. So, welcome to the recording of my free card reading. And I trust there will be people here very soon to request specific cards. And at some point during this session, I will draw a card for the community so that people watching the video, people seeing it later, people who, sometimes people come and don't request a card. So there is always a card drawn for them. Hopefully it will make sense to the situations that they find themselves in and the questions that they have. I will encourage you to come by while it is live so you can be very specific about what you ask and be clear that when a card is drawn, it absolutely is for you. I have said that I'm going to be here on Fridays at 2 o'clock during the lock-in. And today is an experiment to see whether or not Sundays are a good time to for people to come in and enjoy the experience. And my plan is that this coming Tuesday, which will be the 21st, yes, 21st of April, I will, Tuesday I'm going to do one at 11 a.m. Eastern. So that kind of hits a whole lot of time zones. I see flashing eyeballs that say there are people who can see me. I can't see you. Let me know in the comments if you would like me to draw a card for you. I am, as always, using the... Hello, Cameron Hunter. Cameron Hunter, are you in near Glasgow? I think, yes. Is that Adele or Adelie? I can't read my own screen. It's Adele. Absolutely Adele. I will draw for you. Okay. Adele's card is in this part. It's near the top here. Adele's card is here. Okay, Adele, whatever's going on with you, it's complicated, as they say. The card is complexity. It's in a time where things aren't necessarily moving, which really kind of describes where we're all living right now under the circumstances where not very much is moving. Even for people who are working, or even for people, especially for people who are working, who are essential service, it's amazing and wonderful that you're willing to do that and keep society going. And at the same time, there's sort of a groove. There's not a lot of change happening. If you've come to do making balloon animals, then that's what you're going to do all day, every day, until we get some other way of being in the world. So your complexity suggests that the 2 and the 3 add up to 5, which is a time of growth and expansion. So I think that I think you're feeling impatient and a little frustrated maybe by the conditions that you're living with, whether you're at home or you're working. There's a degree of just really wanting something way more than what is available to you right now, and it's not necessarily anybody's fault. It's just the circumstances that we're in, and it's incredibly complicated. Yes. I would say that what you're being asked to do, we've got relationships and creativity represented in the 2 and the 3, and they're adding up to the 5, which is that expansive energy. Um, for you to take the time to shift your response to things to it is what it is, and there's nothing you can do personally. There's nothing that the people in your household can do, or a letter to your MP can do, that will change the fact that we're living the way we're living right now. So for you to be with what is, and then use that as your starting point for figuring out what comes next, because I think perhaps you're feeling frustrated by the complexity of everything. And right now, in all honesty, this is a really good time to accept complexity is often a something we've imagined, right? We can't. I can't do that because my cat will fall over and the mouse will trip on it, and then the RSPCA will come by, and then they'll steal all my cabbages. Whatever it is, we make up these stories about why we can't move forward. And right now we have time. Our schedules are so unusual that we can make time to look at what are the stories we're telling ourselves and how can we make it easier. Because sometimes we can move forward, we can ask the cat to move before we move forward and not step on the cat and knock it over. Right? Does that make sense, Adele? I hope it does. Let me know in the comments if you have more questions, and we will take it from there. Cameron, hey, yes, I'm pretty sure I recognize your name. And hello, Anna. Okay, I'm going to draw for Cameron now. And Anna, if you would like me to draw a card for you afterwards, then let me know in the comments. All right, Cameron, my my repeater here, which is lovely. Thank you for coming back. All right, Cameron. Cameron. Okay, it's this one. And we have, oh, nice. I love these cards, which is maybe why I always end up saying, ooh, I love this card, but there we go. This is number 18, the card of meaning. Okay, Adele, I'm glad you understand that. The barley is one of the crops that early human settlements settled and grew crops, and finally had time to sit around the fire and look at the stars and contemplate the meaning of life. So this is a very symbolic and can be a very literal card. Who am I reading for? Cameron. Cameron, the 1, which is yourself. The 8, which is that flow of balance and symmetry and spiritual energy coming in and combining together into a holistic 9, which contains all of the energies. That when you are centered in yourself and allowing spirit to flow through you, then you're going to be able to see the wholeness of everything, to see how everything is connected to everything else, and how you are an expression of the energy in the universe. And how you do that, you're the one who brings meaning to how that happens. You're the one who gets to be responsible for the meaning. The orange bar at the bottom is because this is in a time of fruiting. There is work that has already gone into this, and now you're in a place where like with any plant, we have the bud and the flower and the pollination and ultimately a fruit that serves a far greater purpose than the original seeds ever did. You're in a place where it's coming into fullness, where there's a blossoming going on for you. I hope that makes sense. Hello, Pam again. Lovely to see you. Let me know in the comments, everybody, if you've got further questions, if you need clarity, if what I say doesn't make sense, please let me know. Okay, so Anna, you were next, and you have asked for a card. And when I've done this, if Pam wants one, let me know. There is a bit of a delay, I know, in the comments, but all right. So Anna. This one is Anna's. Oh, Anna, you're in a lovely time. Well, maybe it's a lovely time. Self-awareness, that coming to understand yourself. Maybe this has come up because you've sort of flipped that switch already, and you're here because you want to understand more about yourself. Maybe you've drawn it because this is entering into your energy field, and it's on its way. Things are going to fall into place, and you're going to understand your role in your own life and your role as a spiritual being having a human experience. The one is the number of that central identity that is you, that is Anna at all times, and the 0 represents all of the everything, the entire universe. We add them together, we still have the 1, we still have you, because you are the entire universe expressing itself in human form. So this card suggests that you're in a very interesting point in your spiritual development and in your self-understanding, and in coming to where you can honor yourself for your past experience and for your present responses, and for your ability to design what comes next for your own self. It's a lovely card. Lovely card. Okay, Cameron, I'm glad that made sense to you. Pam, let me know if you're still here. The numbers are wobbling again the way they do. If you're here, Pam, I will read for you if you so request. And if you're watching on the video recording at a later date. All right, Pam seems to be missing. And I will perhaps in this little lull, maybe somebody will. Okay, somebody's. Okay, Anna. Okay, yes, it is a lovely card, absolutely. I'm glad that you recognize that. That's cool. All right, so I'm going to draw for the community, and that means people who are here and not requesting cards, unless somebody does. I do. Cameron has asked me. I don't know if you can see all the comments when you're watching this. Cameron has asked me whether I can tell about past lives, and I have some modalities that can cast a lot of light on past life information. Numerology chart. When you do a full and complete chart, there's frequently things that can be found. There are there are, yeah, there's different things that I do that can connect with some of that information. I don't know if you signed up for my newsletter over at joleath.com, but I would encourage you to do that, and or private message me, or do whatever that will get my attention. From the website, you can email me too, and we can maybe arrange. I do have now Zoom, so I can FaceTime, I can Zoom, I can do Facebook Messenger, I can do telephone calls, and all of that information I think is on the website. Okay, so this is for a community reading, which I managed to forget while I was shuffling them. So for the whole community, for people who are seeing the video later, for people who are here and not asking for a card, I'm getting this one. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm getting complexity again. Clearly this card is energized and wants to be out in the world. So this is, if you've been watching the video, you've heard me talk about the complexity already. If you've just come in, I see some fresh eyeballs. This is a grapevine in its winter knottedness. It is a visual representation of things going off in multiple directions. I'm thinking as a community card, it is, I think a lot of people are going off in different directions. People who are working are doing tasks they were never required to do before. People who are isolating are if they're working from home, the whole shape of their day has changed. If they're quarantined because they're quarantined, the shape of life is so different and it feels very complicated. I think it's important that we recognize, I said it before, that we recognize a lot of complications are things that we've imagined. A lot of the complications that we believe are coming towards us haven't come towards us yet. It's really, really vital that we get into that thinking of being here now and being with what is, and not getting bogged down by all the things we should have done yesterday and, oh my goodness, what if tomorrow? Because it is what it is. The 2 and the 3, 2 is the number of relationships always. And depending on the client, I very often tell people that their most important relationship is with the face in the mirror. And that may apply to a lot of people. We're learning a lot about ourselves from being alone, from being cut off from the broader community. So it could be that that's got a lot to contribute to how this gets read. 3 is the place of inspiration. It's where the cosmos uses us to bring things into the physical world. So inspired ideas, whether we're writing poetry or building bookshelves or planting a garden or making a goulash, whatever it is that something is arriving in the physical that wasn't here before, and it's arriving because we put it there. And it doesn't have to be physical. It can be an algorithm. It can be an idea, a concept. Those are combining together, that relationship with the inspiration, and they're coming to a place of growth and expansion. And I would like to think that that's a very simple place to be. It's not nearly as complex as we often expect it to be. So getting out of our own way, getting into that place where we can allow what is a really big lesson for all of us to have. So that's a nice community card. I like that. We've had some really interesting really interesting cards come out as community cards. And if you go to my website at joleath.com, you can see the last blog I wrote on the 10th. It's dated April 10th. Should be another one going up on April 20th. It's a reading based in the community cards that have been drawn during this last little while. Okay, so if there's anybody here, if any of you are new, let me know in the comments if you would like me to draw for you. I was kind of hoping that this time of day would bring me in some more of the UK. I know, Cameron, you're in the UK, but I'm not sure what it is that I need to do to promote this, to get the word out, because I know there are people who would be here if they knew I was here, or at least they told me that. Maybe that's not true. Maybe they lied. I don't think so. Okay, I'm live now. The boost is unavailable. That's interesting. All right. Share. No. No, that's not what I want. Cancel. Okay, I need to do this and do that. And share there. No, it's still not doing what I would ask. That's so interesting. All right, well, we'll see. I'm hearing, I think the rain has stopped. I hope that's true. I'm not hearing the drippiness that was there earlier. It's a lovely time of year when everything is softened up from the frozen hard winter here in Ottawa. So the rain is not bad news at all. Okay. So I am looking forward to hearing from people coming in newly. I see some eyeballs. I do see eyeballs. I think that's what they are. Shaped like an eye-ish. Very very complicated to know whether or not they're accurate. All right, so I'm not seeing any comments. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to draw a card for you. I'm happy to do that. I am here to do that. And I will, oh, cards flinging themselves around, full of energy. Oops. Okay, got them all back. This is good. Maybe Sunday afternoon is not the easy, accessible time that I expected. Maybe Sundays are still not, or are not still being used for this kind of thing. So, anybody who has come in, let me know in the comments if you would like me to draw a card for you. That is my reason for being here today. And I see this shift. Okay. Pooja. Have you been here before, Pooja? I've had a name like that. And if not, then I apologize. If you'd like me to draw a card for you, Pooja, please let me know, and I will do that. I am working, as always, from the Wisdom of the Garden Path deck. And happy to draw for you. And whoever else is here, let me know in the comments, please, if you would like a card, if you'd like clarity on a card that I've already pulled for you, if you've got other questions, I'm happy to answer. If you can't find the comment bar, come out of full screen. I'm told in some browsers the full screen function eats the comment box. But come out of full screen, you should be able to find it. And be aware, I am told that there is a 40-45 second delay between when you type and when I see it. So I'm not ignoring you. I am. There we go. Pooja. Jasina. I know in Sina nearby here. Spelled like that. Jay. Calls himself Jay. All right. I am going to draw for you, Pooja. This card for you. Oh, all right. Exploring. Exploring. It's hard to tell there, but this is a blackberry bush that is encroaching on a packed earth pathway that clearly wasn't being used, and the bush decided it was just going to go exploring, see how far it could get. The image, of course, is of going into new places, going into somewhere that is unfamiliar, somewhere that is new, maybe a little bit exciting, maybe a little bit we want to be careful because you never know what's out there when you go exploring. The numbers, the three, yeah, the community card that I pulled was number 23, and this is number 32. So we've got the same digits, just slightly differently arranged. 3 is the number of inspiration, where you are a portal for new things to come into the world of humanity. And the 2 is the number for relationships. Very often it's about your relationship with yourself, which is ultimately the longest lasting and most important relationship that you have. And you bring a better energy to every other relationship when you've got yourself sorted out, when you know who you are and what you're doing and what you're motivated by and what it is that is getting you out of bed in the morning. So they're adding up together to a 5, which is the number of growth and expansion, and like this bramble bush, expanding itself, growing, looking, seeking new places to be. We're in a time when you're not free to travel, and you're not free to go to lots of different places just for the sake of exploring. So it's perhaps a reminder that you can sit home with your computer and your bookcase and all the libraries of the world through the internet and explore things that maybe you have some curiosity about, things that you it flits across your brain and you go, oh, I wonder, and allow that unconscious inspiration to guide how you're studying, what you're exploring. And it may be that you're going to find some sort of a field of endeavor or some sort of a project or something that you didn't know was going to excite you the way it did or the way it does. I'll tell you, when I started with numerology, I was in a car going somewhere, minding my own business, radio on, and a phone in show on the radio. There was a numerologist in the studio, and people were phoning in with their birth dates, and he was giving them just little bloopy, simple feedback, and they were all going, "Oh my goodness! Oh my gracious! I had no idea." I had never heard of numerology, and so I drove to the library and got a book. But when I got in the car that morning, I had no thought whatsoever that I was going to go out and get excited about numerology. That was 1983, so I think I think I'm going to stick with it. And there's something like that for you, Pooja. Something that when you allow the exploration to happen, when you use this peculiar time in a way that will let you expand how things come to you, and you allow the inspired thought to direct you into inspired action, then there's soul growth for you. Cheryl Johnston, how lovely of you to be here. I like it. So let me know in the comments. Pooja, let me know if that made sense to you or if you have questions. And Cheryl, if you'd like me to draw a card for you, please let me know in the comments and I will do that. If you can't see the comment box, come out of full screen. I know some browsers hide it somehow. Don't totally understand why. And I will gladly do that. All right. Hi, Cheryl. It's good. So nice. Okay. Long time. I don't know if you ever were a client of mine back in the day. All right, but today you are for sure. Okay. So I am going to find the card that is for Cheryl. It's this one. And we're getting, oh, okay. This is another there's not a lot of need to interpret things while we're living in such peculiar times. You're facing a delay of some sort, Cheryl, as are a whole lot of other people. But it maybe is something specific that you can identify, that you know you're being delayed. It may be something that you've been looking forward to that now the outer circumstances are saying that you have to wait for. The 2 and the 0 on here too is about relationships, always. Not just romantic relationships, but dealing with people, the people all around you all the time, and dealing with yourself and getting right with that face in the mirror, knowing who she is and what she wants and what motivates her. The 0 is the cosmos. It is all of the energy, the connection, the everything. We add the 2 and the 0 together, we're still at 2. So you're bringing the spirit of source energy into your relationships. And right now when you draw the card, there's some kind of a delay. Right now, if you're living in this world, obviously there's a massive delay. The rose hips are a brilliant food for the birds in the wintertime, but when they're frozen like this, even the waxwings can't feed from them. Everybody, everything has to wait. It's a wonder this card hasn't come up as a community card, because we really are in a place of delay, waiting for the thaw, waiting for the something different. I hope that makes sense to you, Cheryl. and in terms of what you're going through, let me know in the comments if you want to find some clarity around that. It's a pretty and a lovely card, and I hope that 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 it answers whatever is happening for you right now. I saw a news headline from down your way, from Portapic, that was a little disturbing. I hope everything is settled now, and I hope that you're able to be safe. I don't remember seeing Facebook posts whether you are working in an essential industry or not. Yeah, I'm not. You're very welcome. Of course, you're very welcome. Yeah, so I hope that life is good for you. As indeed, I hope life is good for everyone. I am very blessed with my life right now. I am fortunate indeed. Okay, I heard from there's an organization that you and I belong to, and I heard from the West Coast that they've shifted their bigger events to, instead of May this year, it's going to be May of 2021. So decisions are being made for enormous changes for everybody. And again, delay, and yeah, maybe that card is germane to those decisions as well. Certainly interesting how things are coming together. All right, I see the eyeball counter goes up, it goes down, it blinks at me, it does all sorts of odd things. So if you're new here, please let me know in the comments if you would like me to draw a card for you. If you're watching on the video, you've already seen the community reading, and you can watch me shuffle while we wait. So anybody who's here and let's see. Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense. They're in a state of delay, Cheryl. Imagine. That's such an unusual time. It's fascinating to. It's fascinating just to be alive, to see this and to be part of it, and to see how things are changing and how we're realigning what we value in life. Very, very profound time. All right, if you're here, let me know in the comments if you would like me to draw a card for you. If you can't find the comment box, come out of full screen, and be aware that sometimes a comment takes about 45 seconds to get from you to me. That's just the way this system is. If you're interested in a private session with me, you can go to my website at joleath.com. You've got the spelling of it here at the top of the page. And while you're on this page, by all means, please like and follow. Then you'll know when I'm here and when I'm wherever. I'm going to be here an awful lot, I think, in terms of not much moving around. I had plans this summer. I was going to be touring all over southwestern Ontario, and yeah, not so much. That's all on hold as well. And of course, the other thing, the card deck is it's at the printer. It isn't essential, turns out, but I am going to have them for sale. Is that showing right way around? Oh yes, it is. Okay, my focus wasn't so good. They're going to be for sale and available at some point. I cannot say when. All I have is this prototype deck that is lovely and beautiful, and I'm very happy with. And the rest will arrive when it arrives. Can't do anything more than that. The picture on the back, which is the picture on the label as well, is that the intricacy and simplicity that is the spider web, that is that image of labor and what's the industry, a very, very hard-working spider creating such beautiful things from her own body. Essentially, she metabolizes and extrudes the web. Oh, and I keep saying I'm going to look up the statistics about how strong spider web is compared to steel cable, because it seems to me that spider web is stronger by proportion for its size. And I haven't done that yet. I apologize. But the strength and the ingenuity that is the spider web is, I find, very inspiring. I love webs. I don't mind spiders. I'm not a person who will ever have a pet tarantula, but I also don't freak out if I find one in the bathtub. It's just one of those things. I'm seeing out of the corner of my eye, I'm seeing the faces of those cards as I shuffle them. It is interesting how many I get repeats, like we got the repeat of the complexity today. And there are some that just are not showing up in these times, which is very interesting to me. Even community cards, a week apart, I had the same card show up, the decisions card, because we are all in a place of deciding how things are going to be after we get past this phase of this new world. Okay, I see somebody here. Let me know in the comments if you would like me to draw a card for you. Okay, if you can't find the comment box, come out of full screen, and it should be there in the lower right. Oh goodness. Jumping cards. And oops, no, I keep seeing people come in and then they're not registering, so I will sit and talk to myself and talk to you. It feels a little, a whole lot like talking to myself, I have to confess. All right. Oh, Shayna, how lovely of you to come. That is so nice. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to draw a card for you. I don't know if you saw these cards. I've seen you since I've had them, but I don't know if they were part of our discussion together. No idea. Whoops. So these are the ones that I'm drawing from. And I will draw for you if you give me permission in the comment box, and we will see what it has to say. So good. I hope that you are. I do see your posts on Facebook. It's interesting. Some of the people who've been here, who are my friends, I don't see their posts, but you, I do. And I hope your little small damaged person in your house is feeling better. And I Hey, Kathleen, good to see you. Let me know in the comments if you would like a card. Yes, good. I hope that your entire household is with you, Kathleen. We can really get into doing things. So let me know in the comments if you'd like a card drawn, and we will take it from there. So good. So good. You've clearly found the comments because you've commented. So I will. Oops. Sometimes it gives a little skip as if there's a new one, and then there isn't a new one. I don't understand it. You would love it. Just you? Okay. All right. I can live with that. We have to. I have now Facebook Video Messenger, I have FaceTime, and I have Zoom. So I really hope we can make time to see each other from our respective distances. And I'm going to find a card for Kathleen. It's up at this end. That one. And it is... Oh, this really speaks to your life right now. Synthesis. All kinds of different things going on in different places, in different stages of development that you are bringing together to make coherent. That if I'd looked at the pictures to draw one, that couldn't have been a better one for where you're at right now, I think. These, and you see the brambles, there's some that are still sort of hard and white and just barely qualify as being called fruit. And there's pink ones, and there's more red ones, and all the way through to the very ripe ones. A whole lot of, it's the same but it's different, and it's having to be brought together. The idea of synthesis, of making something integrated out of many parts. Essentially your job description, I think. Yes, lots of moving pieces. That's exactly true. Okay, so the one is the central identity. It is the Kathleen who is the Kathleen. The 5 is the number of growth and expansion, adjusting to new situations, adapting things so that they fit with how things need to be. And then they add up to a 6, which is the number of service, of meeting responsibilities. Sometimes that's about doing a duty, even if it doesn't thrill your heart. It's still something you know you have to do, and you do it because you are here to serve. And that just completely makes sense to me. Really, really does. The orange at the bottom means it's in a mature state, even though I know you're dealing with lots of new circumstances like everybody. It's the circumstances today are informed by work that has gone before, just as the fruit here is informed by the fact that there were buds and there were flowers and there was pollination and there was time that went in to get to where there's brambles. What you are doing is very much influenced by what has gone on previously, and that's why you're in this orange band area. That completely fits what I know about you, although we haven't talked for 1,000 years, feels like. So I hope that makes sense. I think it does. I do. All right, are you still there? And where's the rest of your house? The rest of your house. So welcome to come. Although we are coming to the end of the hour. Yeah. Oh, nice response. Thank you. I like that. I love it when it works. I do. It does definitely fit. I agree. I do agree. All right, and you are so welcome, of course, always. It is lovely to have you here. It's interesting today. I've had small groups of people. They sort of dropping in and dropping out, which maybe that's what a Sunday looks like. I've had other days during the week when people have come and stayed, and that's lovely too. It's just different. It's a real learning for me to find out what different days and different times look like. I'm planning on being here on Tuesday at 11 in the morning Eastern Time, and next Friday, and indeed every Friday, at 2 o'clock Eastern. I have said every Friday at 2 during the entire lock-in, and I see no reason to change that right now. The Tuesday at 11 is a follow-up from a successful 11 o'clock that I had, so I'm hoping it works as well. Very often, when we get into the last 5 minutes, people who have been sitting quietly realize that it's the last 5 minutes and they ask me to draw a card, so I'm completely unable and unwilling to shut down early. Okay, I see a comment. I haven't read for me. I've read for the community, which is sort of the same difference. Community card this time is, complexity. And I have talked about the need to not let our imaginations get carried away and make up really complicated stories about why we can't do things and why we must do things, whether we want to or not. It's very easy to create a complex imagined scenario, and it's sometimes a really good idea to step back and be with what actually is, and not try to make it into something else, and not catastrophize about it being something else. It is what it is. So that's a nice card. It does fit with community. It speaks to a level of frustration, because it's about being unable to grow right now, which of course we're all experiencing. All right. Yes, indeed. Indeed. Ah, dear. Yours and my usual weekly schedule where we intersect on a Thursday. It keeps coming up on my Google Calendar. I don't have the heart to take it out, but every time I think, oh, I wish I was going. I wish that was happening. So this is the nature of the times. Yeah. So I'm thinking, what am I thinking? I realize it says I've only been here for 54 minutes. I had a really bad technical glitch right at the start, so I was a little bit late starting. But I don't think there's anybody who didn't find me at the beginning of the hour and therefore is going to come in at the end of the hour. It's very possibly a good time for me to think about. Okay, there's somebody new, maybe, just came in. It might be somebody who fell out and came back in. Okay, I'm going to give it a couple of minutes. There's about a 45-second delay between when you type and when I get to see it. So if you would like a card, type that in right quick, right very, very quick. And I'll keep shuffling until I see it or until I don't. And I'm going to get ready to shut it down until Tuesday at 11 Eastern. And of course, everybody's always welcome to come back for that. I'm seeing people, I'm not seeing comments. But the comments that I have had have been coming through, I think, in a fairly timely manner. So it's not about the software. All right, so it is now after 3. There is no good reason. Oh dear, don't I look resting rude face? I'm sorry. Sometimes I just get looking really serious. I think this is going to be it. All right. Okay, so, oh, the number just bounced up again. All right, I'm going to call this last chance. Another minute. So type now, and I'll give you till 3:02 for it to show up on my screen. We will see. We will see. I will. And now there's another person come in. All right. If you can't see the comment bar to tell me that you want a card, come out of full screen, and you should be able to see it. Tell me in the comments if you want me to draw for you. Still willing to do that, of course. If I'm here, I will draw a card. Okay. Hello, Mary. How good. Let me know if you would like me to draw a card for you. Just tell me in the comments. I'm able to, there's a little bit of a delay. I'm not able to read it as you type it, but about 45 seconds later it comes up on my screen. Now that it is after 3 o'clock, I'm winding down a little bit. Absolutely willing to draw for you. But if you're only interested in watching and being a spectator, that's perfectly all right. But you can do that with the video replay. I don't have to stay for you to have that experience. So I will. I think Mary, we met when you had a card reading. I think. If I yes, okay. All right. Happy to draw a card for you if you want. Equally happy not to. Okay. I don't think I've ever had everybody drift away at 55 minutes and nobody come in after that. For some reason, the last few minutes are, there's all kinds of strange and wonderful traffic. Maybe it's about the way Facebook sends my posts out. I don't know at all. All right. So I am going to put it away. I will be back on Tuesday at 11 Eastern and next week on Friday at 2 Eastern. And in between, please like and follow this page so that you know when I'm coming back. Go to my website at joeleath.com. Sign up for the newsletter if you're not getting it yet. And you can check there on the events tab. It tells you what I'm doing. What I'm doing at the moment is Facebook Live a couple times a week. But I am absolutely available for private appointments that we can do by phone or by one of the multiple technologies that are going on. And oh, Mary, hello. Did you want a card, Mary? I will draw for you since you got my attention while I'm still talking. Tell me in the comments. I need more than just my name. Okay, you don't need to do anything except tell me in the comments if you would like me to draw a card for you. You can just say yes, or you can say no, of course. But if you say yes, I will draw a card for you. I'm using this deck, this new and astonishing deck that when things get back to full capacity at the printers, I will have many decks looking like that are ready to sell. All right, Mary Trafford says yes. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to choose a card for Mary. Okay, Mary's card is this one. Oh, nice. Okay, so the card you have drawn is number 30, the Mallow, telling you to take time to play. So I don't know if you're trapped in a lot of seriousness at this time, but whether you are or you aren't, making time that is purely about recreation rather than about any sort of accomplishment or productivity or things that you should do, or the paid work that will get done even better if you have taken some time to rest and relax and be in a state of joyfulness like children are. They say children under 6 or children 6 years old laugh 300 times a day. I don't get to do that, and I know laughter is a wonderful healing and healthy vibration. I think we can all use that. This card is a wonderful reminder to us. The 3 is the number for inspiration. It's where spirit speaks to us and helps us bring things into the world. And okay, clearly this does speak to you. The universe is a place of joy. Source energy is a place of love and joy. And no matter how earnest we feel ourselves to be, there needs to be some time carved out for us to simply connect with that joy that is natural in our being. So I hope you're able to do that. The 0-3 is about the inspiration. It's about spirit flowing through you. The 0 is about the holistic nature of the universe, and they add together. 3 plus 0 is still 3. We're back at that. You being a portal for bringing inspired thoughts and ideas and concepts and sometimes even things. It can be. It's about what makes you happy and feels like play. How many people say, you've heard the saying many times, I'm sure, about do what you love to make your income, and you'll never work a day in your life again, right? So it's very much that kind of energy. The mallow flower, apart from being incredibly pretty and catching the sun in this picture, it was from the roots of the mallow that grow down by the marsh that people extracted the starch that got made into marshmallows, which is a really playful food. It's something that we eat while we're having a good time, and there's nothing profoundly nutritious about marshmallows. And I don't think they're made with plant roots anymore, but even so, the idea of maybe you're in a situation where you can get together with other people in your household and make s'mores and laugh and play and reclaim that happiness that is the joy of the marshmallow. It's a thought. I hope you're able. I hope you're. That's so good. I hope that you're able to find some way of playing. There's lots of so much depends on what it is that feels like play to you. There's lots of stuff online now with free operatic performances and free access to the collections of museums and all kinds of books and music and things like that are just wide open available for us to enjoy. And if you're laying bricks all day long, watching a ballet at the end of it may feel like play to you. It's there's a requirement that we know and understand ourselves and what it is that is going to set us on that light filled path, and that's what that card is asking for you. All right, so I'm showing other numbers. If there's anybody here who would like me to draw a card for them, let me know in the comments very quickly. I've already delivered my farewell, I'll see you on Tuesday bit. So I'll give it a minute for new comments to show up on my side. Evidently there's a lag of about 45 seconds between your typing and my reading. And I'm glad you think I'm right, Mary. I like it when people think I'm right. I hope that's there's something in there that will improve your experience of these peculiar days. And I think everybody who is going to speak to me is going to speak to me. Otherwise, enjoy the video recording and come on back on Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern and subscribe to my newsletter, like and follow the page. Don't be a stranger. I'd love to work with you again. All right, so thank you very much. I'm going to shut this down now and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.